We've talked a lot on the YouTube channel about Fallout 5 and just Fallout as a franchise, the past, the present, and what very well could happen in the future. And you guys can check out all of my Fallout content here on the YouTube channel. But I want to talk, guys, about Fallout 5 in particular. Looking ahead now, trying to take that, sour taste in our mouth, that being Fallout 76, and kind of remove that from our memory and focus on the future, that being Fallout 5. I want to talk, guys, about will there be a Fallout 5? Because there's a lot of question marks here after what was Fallout 76 and some of the real misses that Bethesda has had as of late. Will there be a Fallout 5? I mean, you have to think that there most certainly will be, but with that, just the shakiness that is Bethesda Studios at this point in time, will we see it? Let's talk about it. According to we're going to begin this information, guys, from Wikipedia. The two things that you have to look at when you look at is there going to be a continuation of a franchise or an IP in particular? You got to look at two things. Number one is the sales. It all comes down to money at the end of the day, guys. And number two is the critical reception or just the response that people have towards a game. One of those two things or both of those things could be what dictates if there's going to be a continuation or not of a specific IP. So let's talk about the critical response, guys. According to Metacritic, guys, on the PC and PlayStation versions, they received mixed or average reviews, while the Xbox One version received generally unfavorable reviews. The numerous negative reviews from critics led Forbes to describe the release of Fallout 76 as a historically bad launch and to question if Bethesda would consider the property worth saving moving forward. That doesn't sound good, guys. So, according to Metacritic, on PC, it got 52 out of 100, PS4, 53 out of 100, and Xbox One, 49 out of 100. So when you look at that, guys, it was very average at best. You look at Game Informer, 6 out of 10, that's not terrible. GameSpot, 4 out of 10, that's not very good. IGN, 5 out of 10, very mediocre. And PC Gamer, 60 out of 100. So pretty much, guys, average to bad reviews is really what we were looking at. So if we can kind of break that down, you say to yourself, okay, if you go based on just the critical response of Fallout 76, you're probably not getting a Fallout 5. But the second part of that is, of course, the sales. Upon launch, Fallout 76 debuted at third place in the UK's all-format sales charts, beyond Spyro Reignited Trilogy and Red Dead Redemption 2. According to the NPD Group, the game had lower launch sales than either Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas. The game saw a price drop in North America less than 1 week after its initial release, with some pundits listing poor sales as a reason for the cut in price. In their respective opening months, the game's physical sales were less than 1/5 of Fallout 4, down 82%, while its digital sales were about half of Fallout 4, which was down 48%. In Japan, the PlayStation 4 version sold 73,489 copies within its debut week, which made it the second best-selling retail game of the week in the country. Superdata estimated that as of the end of 2018, the game had sold 1.4 million digital copies. So, all right, look. We look at the sales, sure, it was down in a drastic way from Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas. However, when you look at how many, from just the digital copies, 1.4 million, that's pretty good. Now, is it good for a Fallout game? It certainly is below expectations. So, if we go on both of those things, guys, there is a real chance, a 50-50 chance, so to speak, that we would see a Fallout 5. Now, you got to believe, though, that Bethesda, this is one of their hottest IPs without a doubt. And you would think that, sure, it takes one game, guys. If you have, let's just say, for example, you got a number of titles in your franchise or your IP that you own, and it just seems like there's a significant incline over time, right? You can look at Fallout and how it's kind of gone up with time and it's gotten more and more popular. Elder Scrolls, the same sort of thing. It goes up with time and it's doing really good from a player base, from just people really enjoying the games. It takes one game, though, to really give you a significant pitfall almost, where you go into a real valley, because you got peaks and valleys, and the valley, guys, it takes one game to go into that, in that state of almost doom for an IP or a franchise, which we could say in the Fallout franchise would be Fallout 76. But all it takes is one game to bring you right back up. So let's just say that Fallout 76 is your very average to very underwhelming title. The next one, being Fallout 5, could very well take you right back into the right direction, guys, and move, Bethesda and kind of really redeem themselves. Almost that really good redemption story is what we would love to see here. But that's really hard to say. I mean, I do think that Bethesda, they really got to regain the trust of people because of all the controversies that happened with Fallout 76. There's a lot that they need to do on their end, and I think that with the Indiana Jones title that was announced to Elder Scrolls 6, those are titles that really they got to really rewrite this ship in the right direction. Now, in an article from Jack Webb of Tech Radar, Fallout 5 seems like an inevitability. Fallout 5 may not have been officially confirmed by Bethesda, but given the popularity of the veteran series, we would be surprised if the developer didn't have another entry up its sleeve. The most recent entry in the Fallout series was Fallout 76, which released in 2018. However, the online multiplayer game received a mixed reception from fans and critics alike since its launch, not least because of bugs and glitches throughout the game, with many disappointed that 76 was an online offering rather than a single-player game. Which honestly, guys, I'm not so much upset about Fallout 76 being an online, game, because I think it's really important that these franchises need to have full packages. They've got to have single-player stories, multiplayer, and co-op modes. And, Fallout up to this point, before 76, was a single-player, story and such, which is fine, but I think having an online place, kind of like Elder Scrolls Online, Red Dead Online, GTA Online, even you look at games like Call of Duty, it's very important that you have multiplayer as well, but it just wasn't done well with Fallout 76. The bugs, the glitches, that was just the beginning of it, guys. There were so many issues with this game altogether, and so obviously it was not a very good entry. It being online, certainly rubbed some people the wrong way, but I'm not so much upset about it being an online offering. I just feel that that what it offered was just not good and up to the standards of what Bethesda and the Fallout series has given us. That means it's been 5 years since the release of the last core Fallout game, Fallout 4. So while Bethesda's focus is likely on the upcoming and confirmed Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, we would expect a new single-player Fallout game to be in the pipeline, though we probably won't see it for a few years yet. So, yeah, guys, I mean, you got Starfield, you got Elder Scrolls 6, you got the newly announced, obviously, Indiana Jones. Those are all titles that are probably going to come out before the next Fallout, that being Fallout 5. So, taking into account that Microsoft's purchase of ZeniMax, the parent company of Bethesda, we may even see Fallout 5 as an Xbox PC exclusive. However, this is just a speculation, and the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, has said exclusive games will be decided on a case-by-case basis. So while we haven't got any concrete information quite yet, we've gathered all the rumors and leaks surrounding Fallout 5. So, obviously, guys, tons of speculation around Fallout 5 and what it could come out. I would not be surprised that Fallout 5 would be a Xbox exclusive, guys, be on Xbox Game Pass. It makes total sense. It would get people to go to Xbox and buy the Xbox, especially if you love Fallout. I think that could be something for sure. Now, the sour taste in people's mouths on Fallout 76, they might think twice, but good reception and good sales, guys, would certainly show a lot of people like, hey, maybe I need to pick out Fallout 5. So, while there's currently no confirmed release date for Fallout 5, there's plenty of speculation out there at the moment, with some optimistic predictions even setting a release date for 2022. I do not buy that, guys. I don't think that 2022 is realistic at all. We're in 2021 right now, early 2021, but 2022 makes no sense. I think that they would probably, if anything, they would announce it in 2021, and then it would come out in probably, I would say, 2023 at the earliest, but 2024 makes maybe a little more sense. So the reality is that Bethesda hasn't officially confirmed the next Fallout game, and the developer is focusing on Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, and improvements for Fallout 76 currently, making 2022 seem pretty ambitious. Realistically, 2024 or later is more realistic. It's likely we'll see the next Fallout game released for PS5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. I agree 100% with that. It stands to reason that Microsoft and Bethesda would make this an exclusive title because of the former's purchase of the latter earlier this year, but Xbox has said exclusivity deals on new games from Bethesda will be decided on a case-by-case basis. As I said, guys, I mean, I think it would be smart for them to make it an exclusive, but if they want to make sure that this is going to be a smash success, then you release it on everything. You release it on PlayStation and Xbox and PC, because that would just mean that you don't want to take the risk that it's going to, do what Fallout 76 did. As far as the location and setting, guys, all speculation here. If you've ever played a Fallout game, you'll know how much it loves its doomsday, nuclear ravage American setting. Fallout games have all been set in a U.S. state, so it would stand to reason this aspect wouldn't change. Fallout 3, for example, was set in Washington, while Fallout 4 took place in Boston. So the other couple that people are talking about is New Orleans and Chicago. Either one of those, I think I would be okay with. I actually feel that Chicago would be pretty cool. Multiplayer and co-op. Will Fallout 5 get multiplayer? Every mainline Fallout game is single player only. Fans probably always love the idea of wandering around the apocalyptic wasteland with some friends, but when this was attempted with Fallout 76, it didn't work out too well. It stands to reason that Fallout 5 would solely be made as a single player experience, considering how the Fallout 76 team is constantly updating and trying to improve the multiplayer experience of its online service. So, to me, guys, I believe Fallout 5 will not have multiplayer. And if it does, I think it should be a completely revamped imagination and an idea here from Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is the online mode. So to me, guys, if you want to play multiplayer, you go to Fallout 76. I do believe that Fallout 76 needs to become free to play. I think that they need to consistently update and things of that nature to the game, whereas Fallout 5 should just be the single player story, because you already have your multiplayer modes, that being within Fallout 76. But Fallout 5 should just be a single player story. Unless they decide to stop servicing and working on Fallout 76, then you make it a full package in Fallout 5. Make it co-op, multiplayer, and the single player story. So there's rumors, guys, that Fallout 5 will have a new engine. Bethesda has confirmed that it is updating its current engine, which has been used to make Elder Scrolls 4, Fallout 3, Skyrim, and even Fallout 4. As we all know, the engine used for those games is janky at best. It is riddled with numerous animation issues, and there's something off about the character designs and movements. According to Bethesda, this new engine is being used to develop Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6. According to Games Radar, the engine reportedly has the same name, but it will bring new renders, lighting, and animations. So that's exciting. Other than that, though, guys, I mean, look. Most of the things that we know about Fallout 5 at this point are purely speculation, right? A lot of speculation, a lot of, rumblings and talk about what this game could all encompass. But I think, guys, that we really shouldn't be even talking about everything that it encompasses. We should be talking more about, is this game even going to come at the end of the day? We made a lot of videos on Fallout 5, guys, and what we're hoping to see and things of that nature. But I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to us as a community hoping and really just kind of telling Bethesda that we want another Fallout game to come out. And I think that's what we really got to look forward to and really hope for, that Bethesda goes through with making a Fallout 5, bringing this game out and kind of learning what they did right, what they did wrong, and what they can do better moving forward with all the previous Fallout games, but especially Fallout 76. But let me know, guys, in the comment section down below, will there be a Fallout 5, and do you think it's going to come out at some point or another in the foreseeable future? Let me know in the comment section down below, and for more Fallout 5 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.